Hello, hello, hello. This is Tanya. This is your girl, Coach Tanya. And today I have an awesome event speech for you. And I just want to go over a few things, just talking about some motivational things to give you some encouragement and some uplifting about what's to come in your life. I know many of us have been challenged with uh, a lot of difficulties, a lot of trials, a lot of struggles. And this program today is just going to give you a little bit of insight, a little bit of spiritual uplifting so that you can continue your journey and not give up because definitely know that God has a plan. And after your difficult times comes your ease. So after difficulty comes ease. Go ahead and grab your pen and paper. I will be right back. Oh, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is your girl, Coach Tanya. OMG, today is an amazing day. I just want to express my gratitude. I want to express my passion and my love for what I do. For those of you who do not know me, my name is Coach Tanya. Tanya K. Austin. I am the founder of the Trauma Recovery Room, and I am a self love and mindset coach. What I like to call myself mostly is a struggle strategist. So I help those who struggle with emotional barriers or difficulties or challenges or traumas. And to get over those struggles, understanding and learning who you are, learning to love yourself, and changing your mind so that you can walk out your purpose and really know the truth of who you are because each of us was definitely created for a divine reason, and many of us, I myself was included in that many at a point in time, many of us don't even know why we're here, and it has a lot to do with many of the things that we faced as children, many of the challenges that we faced in our adulthood lives that we struggle with overcoming, and just the battles of everyday life can sometimes bring us down and sometimes can make us feel defeated. So today I'm going to just kick it with you and just talk about how God works. And I'm going to talk about my journey of self discovery and loving myself and how I changed my mindset and why I started this group because I definitely see a need for people to love themselves and having experienced so many toxic relationships, dealing with difficult people and just knowing from where I came from, which is definitely being codependent and not having boundaries and a people pleaser, just not loving myself. And I see so many people that are challenged with their difficulties and they give up. And it has a lot to do with the mindset that we have. So, um, as a mindset and self-love coach, my journey throughout my life has been exactly that, understanding how the mind works and understanding how to work the mind as well, and understanding who I am and loving myself and being able to fill my cup up so that it can run over for other people. But the journey is to fill your cup up. So many times we take what we have for ourselves and give it to other people, which leaves us empty and feeling so depleted. But I'm here to tell you that there's a solution to that problem, and it's called loving yourself and caring about yourself and changing your mind and your perspective and your perception of how you see yourself and understanding and valuing who God has created in who you have assigned yourself or who you have agreed to be here while you're here on this earth. So there are many factors that I'm going to talk about. There are four key things that keep us trapped in this whirlwind of not being able to hold on, or not being able to continue to keep going, or not being able to strive for what it is that we truly desire to have. And those four things, and I'm keen on these four things, and I have developed a sense of permanency on these four things because I have learned on my own journey that these four things have been the anchor, or the chain wrapped around my neck that has kept me sinking and keeping me in a lower vibrational energetic state. So those four things are fear, worry, anxiety, and insecurities. These four things will keep you in a difficult situation. These four things will keep you as a disbeliever of God. What do I mean by that? Because as a believer of God, you know that what He has created in you is real and it is true, and it can manifest in a physical form when you put into it what needs to be placed there so that it can be able to do that. And when you have these four things that are hindering you from investing in yourself, trusting in yourself, relying on yourself, depending on yourself, being yourself, you can't fully walk into your purpose, which creates difficulties in your life. Because the energy that we put out into the universe manifests itself in a physical form and is presented to us as what it is, representative of our minds. Because the energy that we put into the universe is the thoughts that we have in our minds. So if your mind is stuck on fear, if your mind is focused on the things that you are not good at, that you have not taken the time to dwell on and improve, if your mind is stuck on things that are not even real, that you have imagined to be true, then you are definitely not in a place of trusting and believing who God has created you to be. But I want you to know that after your difficulty, God is such a good God that even when you go through this difficult time of understanding and believing in yourself, God will still give you ease along the way. That ease along the way is revelation. It is an opportunity for Him to implant in you a new thought. It is an opportunity for Him to relieve some worries and some stress and some anxieties from you. And He does that so that you can begin to shift your focus onto Him and what it is that He is able to do. When we come from a place of negativity, God will show up and show out for us because He wants our minds to be focused on what it is that He can do. He wants our minds to stay focused on what it is that we can do. He wants our minds to stay focused on the possibility of the passion, of the dream, and the vision that we have inside of us. Because guess what? What you vision to be yours is already yours. It's already written in your destiny. What you desire to have is already yours. It may not come in the form that you see it, but it is yours. That is why you're having the passion and the desire and the dreams to have it in your life. It's your life is already written. What you were to accomplish and to become has already been established in the kingdom of God. God's kingdom has your truth waiting for you to step right on into it, but you will never understand the truth of who you are if you never seek who your creator is. He has all the answers for you. And when you're filled with worry, then that means that you're scared of something. And if you're scared of something, then that means that your insecurities have taken over control of your mind and you have no faith. And you therefore you do not believe, you do not trust. And God is an operative God of faith and trust. If you do not have faith in Him and you do not trust Him, He cannot move for you. He will not move for you. And worrying is only an implication that you have an imagination that you have focused in a dark place. Because there's nothing wrong with using your imagination. In fact, your imagination was given to you for you to use. But when you direct your imagination in the wrong places, in the dark places, which God will always guide you from darkness to light, He will show you that your imagination needs to shift from the negative things in your life to the positive ones. Therefore, giving that positive energy, therefore, giving life to what it is that you truly desire to have. And that is what creates the ease after your difficulty, the changing of the mind, the shifting of the mindset. And the mindset is established when you were a child. The things that you experienced as a child were the things that were set in stone in your mind, were the things that developed your ego, were the things that persuaded your personality on how it should be shaped and formed as an adult. And that mindset, if it is not shifted, meaning changed, meaning taken from one place to the next, meaning no longer of what it used to be, transforming into something better, then you will stay stuck and stagnant and you will never learn the essence of who you really are, which therefore means you will never truly love yourself. You will never truly love who God created in you. You will never truly love your passions. You will never truly love your dreams. You will never truly love life. Because life, your purpose of life is for you to truly understand why you're here so that you can live that life. Now, it is a journey. It is definitely a journey. And I'm going to tell you what I've been experiencing and how God has definitely shown up for me, how He has shown out, and how I'm able to sit here and tell you about fears, worries, insecurities, and anxieties because they ruled and controlled my life all of my life. I'll be 45 in a few weeks. And for my entire life, I was riddled and bombarded with fears. And even though the last few years of my life, I've taken this journey of self-discovery and self-love, it is now that I have fully gotten to the place where I truly understand who God is, who I am, what self-love is, what I deserve, what I am worth, what I will deal with, what I won't, and what I'll do to manifest what it is that my heart desires. The rest is up to the universe. The power and the source of the universe is, is left to manifest what it is that I am creating. I am the co-creator of my life. You are the co-creator of your life. What you create becomes a co-partnership with the creator and it manifests in full form and you begin to live that life that you were purposed to live. I'm going to tell you my life with dealing with men and relationships, toxic relationship after toxic relationships, not fully understanding why. My conscious mind knew that something was wrong, but it also knew that it just wanted love. And if a man presented to love me, then that was all the requirement. I didn't care about nothing else because in the back of my mind, which is true, but in the back of my mind, love conquers all things. And that is true, but it has to be a healthy love and it has to be a healthy mindset that's in control of that love for it to conquer anything. Because to conquer means to overcome, meaning it no longer controls you. It no longer subdues you to a place where you're unable to physically or mentally or emotionally or any other kind of way respond to it in a healthy manner. Overcome means it no longer has power over you or your mind. You are able to deal with it. And even if you can't master it, you know that mastering the emotions of it not controlling your life is good enough. Because when you find your strength, you find purpose. And when you find purpose, you find passion. And when you find passion, you find action and movement. You find desire. So going through these toxic relationships and never understanding fully why I got to the point where I got to the last one, or so I thought. That last one was a red flag from even my mind. And it started to make me think and it started to make me create and it started to make me dig deep into myself and understand so many things about myself, but not fully taking the time to embrace and really learn all of that. I met somebody else. And God warned me not to be with this person. And I thought it was the devil. It was the devil, my devil inside, disputing, being disobedient to the to the creator of my life. He knew that I shouldn't have gotten into this relationship, but yet and still, he saw me keep moving forward, so he allowed it. Okay. So God is thinking, oh, okay. So you just gonna disobey me, right? Yeah, okay. Oh, you like him? Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah, okay, that's what's up. Go get him. Sure. Have at it. And that's exactly what happened. I had at it, he had at me, and it changed my life. This man was abusive, verbally, mentally, sexually, financially. I was abusive towards him, verbally, financially. The things that were inside of me that I did not know were inside of me, he definitely brought out. That relationship, that 2.5 year relationship, and it had a 6 months of him still stalking me. 3 years of my life was very difficult, very difficult. And I was reading the Quran earlier today, which is exactly where I got this title from. With difficulty comes ease, and repeated twice. With difficulty comes ease. And I was reminded of this marriage that I had just overcome. And the repeating of the difficulty comes ease, that difficult times for those who are purposed to be leaders of difficult things become stronger, more frequent, more lasting, more challenging, because as a leader, you got to be strong and you have to be aware and you have to cover all facets of that particular thing. And God has placed me as a steward over teaching those how to change their minds and to love themselves so that they can create the life that they want for themselves, that they can no longer endure abuse. I took so much abuse from this man. I even gave so much abuse to this man because in my defense, I was defending myself when and honestly and truly the only defense was loving myself and changing my mind and believing that I deserved that. You see, that's the thing about the mindset and loving yourself. When you love yourself, you don't deal with shit like that. You know that you are worthy. And what? You said what? You said who now? I didn't have that. And there are many people that have that now, and congratulations to you. I congratulate myself for having it now. But my journey for the past 45 years of my life, my entire life, has prepared me for where I am about to go next. And that was a difficult situation. Difficult situation. Very challenging. And to know that the things that I went through, I mean, I had to prove to God that I trusted him. And that's a scary thing, to honestly open and admit that you don't even trust God, and to tell him and to repent and to ask him to show you who he is and to show you that you can trust him. Oh my, the things that I went through. I mean, I have been in a place, I literally lost my job, I tore up my car, I separated, I left my abusive ex-husband, all kinds of things. Somebody robbed me of my money out of my bank account. I was destitute, poor. And the funniest thing at that particular moment, when that man took my money out my account, all I could do was laugh. I wasn't even mad. I mean, I was hurt and devastated. Of course, he took all my money. Like literally, that was the money to pay my bills for 3 months. But because I hadn't had a job, I did tear up my car. I was saving that money for that particular reason while still working, um, trying to make a way. But anyway, but the funniest thing when that happened, I was so at peace because at that moment I knew that it was on and popping. God was showing me that was just the beginning. And when you're faced with evictions and bills being shut off and nobody helping you, or very few select willing to, and only doing it in a manner where they could say, okay, I did this, or whatever the reason may be, or helping you, period. Very few help. There's very few people that are there for you when you are in your most dire situations. That is why it's important that we love ourselves and we know who we are, because I have definitely taken what's the word I want to use? A vacation, a spiritual vacation. I've hibernated and I've taken that time to nurture myself and love myself and to feed myself the spiritual nourishment that I need so that after this COVID thing, so to speak, after the situations and the revelations and the manifestations and the the losses and the triggerings and the everything, like everything, COVID is a make it or break it situation. The universe allowed, I won't say created, because I think that the virus was man created or whatever, a lab created or whatever. I don't think that God created COVID, but I think that he allowed it to manifest into the world so that we can all humble ourselves on some level. I do believe that so that we can all see clearly and peel back those veils and unmask ourselves. I do believe that he allowed it for that reason. And I am a firm believer that God will take the enemy in his evil tactics and use them to make you prosper. I am a firm believer that I have seen it myself. In fact, during this journey of self-discovery and self-salvation or salvation, God has truly shown me who he is when I tell you who he is. And now it's at the point I'm understanding my manifestations. I'm understanding who I am and I'm walking in the truth of my power. And life is changing. Things are shifting. The energy is shifting. I'm operating more from a higher perspective. A higher energetic force is inside of me, and I see things differently. The perspective of life is much more difficult. I mean, much more clear to me, and it's less difficulty that I have to face because I know now how to approach the situation. Like now, if I'm sitting down budgeting my money and I get to the point where I can no longer control it, or my physical money is running out, and I'm going to start worrying, or whatever I'm doing, even if I'm coming up with a program or creating something and it's getting carried away, and when I start to overthink, that's the word I'm looking for. When I start to overthink, the fear, the worry, the insecurity, and the anxieties kick in because I start thinking of those bad thoughts that I once had, being scared and being destitute and no one recognizing me and having those fears. And then I've understood and I've gotten to the bottom of where those insecurities and those anxieties come from and that worry and that fear comes from. And I understood that I had to stop myself and say, nope, when I get to that point, God will step in. And by damn, that's exactly how it has happened because now I have the understanding of how God moves and how he works. And I'm getting a full, clear understanding of how I am and how I can put the two together to manifest what it is that I want. Because again, I'm a manifester. And I've always taken it the wrong way because my mother told me a long time ago, if you negative, then you'll never be disappointed if negative happens. But that she didn't know her power and her strength because my mom is a manifester as well, I'm sure. She is a manifester. My mother's a manifester as well. And when she's in her high energetic phase and she's really dedicated and passionate about what she's trying to manifest, it does for her. But as a manifester, she gave me the dark secret to manifestation. Well, like now my life is giving me the light version, the light perspective of because it is true. If you focus, if you have a thought about something, that's what manifests because your thoughts create your reality. So if I was always thinking bad always manifested because that was the energy that I was putting out. Now I understand by me being positive and thinking forward and thinking of the creation that I want, because that's how you manifest. You want to be a millionaire. You do things that create the millions. The millions will manifest. The millions will come to you if you live in a millionaire mindset, millionaire dreams, millionaire job, millionaire things that you're doing, millionaire manifestations will come. If you're living in a poverty mindset, poverty will continue to strike you. The energy that you put out there is what will come to you. But seeing who I am and knowing the processes of difficult situations has given me the advantage to knowing that the ease is right around the corner. Now, don't get me wrong, when I go through situations, I panic. That's the natural human reaction. But then instantly, I also remember after difficulty comes ease. And that God has a plan, that he allowed this. If God allowed something to happen in your life, then that means he is still in control. And if he is still in control, you have no worries. You don't have anything to fear. And those things that you are not feeling secure about, get grounded and know that they are true. And the things that cause you anxious thoughts are, it's just a part of your imagination. You have to break these things down and understand what they are. Again, the fear is something that you're scared of, something that you feel like you can't accomplish on your own, something that you feel like an outside source has to manifest for you to be successful at it. And those fears stem from your insecurities, which were developed in your young child life, where they weren't things that you did as a kid, weren't recognized or celebrated or accomplished. So you don't think that you are able to do something. You don't think that you can pull off a loving relationship because as a child, you were never shown love. You specifically were never shown love as an individual, as someone worthy of that love. So your thought process will be that you're not worthy of love. And in deep down in your unconscious mindset, that's your thought process. That's the type of relationships that you'll continue to manifest until you pull that negative thought out of you. Get them out of your lives, and them being out of your lives physically is a manifestation that they are out of your lives or damn near out of your lives mentally, which means now you have opened up room and space and energy for positive things, a better relationship to come in. But those insecurities that were not fed properly, the proper spiritual nutrition so that they can become secure attachments to yourself and to the world that you see, creates those anxieties, which are those false imaginations of the worst things that could happen. And because you have all of that, you worry. And worry is excessive anxiety. But I'm here to tell you that you don't have to, because after difficulty comes ease. And the ease comes from you understanding the process of difficult times. The ease comes from you understanding that God is with you and that he is making a way for you. You don't have to suffer. And times could be hard. That may be true, but you don't have to suffer. And by suffering, I mean emotionally. Because God is telling you there's an answer to every problem. There's an answer. There's a solution to every problem. To every question, there's an answer. To every problem, there's a solution. If there was no solution, it would be no problem. If there were no solution, there would be no problem. Because how can you resolve something that's not wrong? You can't create from something that does not exist. And not meaning that you can't create new things, but you can't create a solution to peace, in other words. If there's no difficulty, then you have nothing to create peace out of. But in understanding your difficult processes emotionally, you understand that there's no need to have fear, no need for worry, no need for anxiety, because you know the process of difficult times. You know how God moves. You know how God works. You know what he requires from you. It is so vitally important that we step into listening to ourselves. Because I was just telling the story yesterday. I know the things that I have endured just yesterday. Like the other day, I wanted to go lift. I lift and shipped. But the other day I wanted to go lift, and my charger was not working. Nothing wrong with my charger. I plugged it up in several different places. I even went on shipmeyer.com and ordered a charger. Of course, it didn't come. But anyway, nonetheless, the next morning, I wake up, my phone is 100% charged. Why? Because God was moving in a way for me. I wanted to go do this, but he was telling me, no, do this. Now, even months ago, I would have sworn it down. That was the devil. The devil out to get me. And, oh, I want to do this. But no, I now realize, because I've always struggled with understanding if it was God or the devil talking to me. Now I'm getting it. Now I'm getting it, because the experiences that I've endured over the past 6 months, 6 or 7 months, being separated from my ex-husband, has definitely shown me, because that was my challenge going into the marriage. I didn't know the difference between God and Satan, or the God in me or the Satan in me. I could not tell, but now, and that is why God allows things to happen to us. That is why he gives us ease after difficulty, because it is a reward for our obedience for going through whatever it is that we've gone through and learning the lessons that we've learned. Even if we don't learn the lessons that we're supposed to learn, after, when the ease comes, that's God giving you the answer to some questions. He's releasing the worry and the anxiety, because he does not want us to be filled with worry and anxiety. That's the whole thing. What he wants is for us to be obedient to his word so that we won't manifest painful, stressful, hurtful things. That's what he wants. But he knows how we are, and he knows what we do, and he knows what it takes to get us through and out of it. So know that the difficult times, yeah, they even may even last long. When I say I've been struggling with my business for years, that I mean, I manifest things here and there, but it's not totally in manifestation form of where I desire it. But I have to look back and think the things that I've desired in the past, I've manifested. I just didn't have bigger dreams. But now that I'm dreaming big, I'm seeing big, I'm manifesting bigger. Even the smallest manifestations are bigger manifestations for me, because I'm understanding the power of my truth. So even a small manifestation, if I go out and say, "Oh, I'm gonna find me some money today," I want $5. I manifested that. I know my power, and it took difficulty. It took difficulty, repeated difficulty, because again, the Quran, it says, after difficulty comes ease, after difficulty comes ease. So I endure it double time, triple time, quadruple time. The struggle was real, but the breakthrough is even more real. God is so good. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't give up. We create our own breakthroughs. God manifests them in physical form for us, but we put them together through our hard work and our energy, our positive thoughts. Think positive. See your way through whatever it is you're going through with positive thoughts. Put that positive energy into the spiritual bank, the universal bank. Deposit positivity. Tell your problem how big God is instead of telling God how big your problem is. That works. That's positive energy being put into his universe. You are honoring him. You are praising him. You are giving him glory. When you tell God how big he is, excuse me, when you tell your problem how big God is, you are, as they say, sucker stroking, even though you ain't a sucker for stroking him. Hey, God wants to be celebrated by you. And how can you do that? By expressing your problem. Some people call it mountains. You know what a mountain is? It is just a belief that you cannot overcome a difficult problem. So if it's a mountain to you, then all you got to do is change your mindset. That's why the Bible says, speak to your mountain. Speak to your mountain. Speak to your mountain. Speak to your mountain. Speak to your problem. Tell your problem how big God is. Stop telling God how big your problem is, because that's not speaking to your mountain. That's you speaking to God. And he don't need to hear from you. The mountain needs to hear from you. You speak to God when you pray. And know that God does not want us begging him. Ask him. Know that it is yours. Know that you deserve it. Know that he has a will for you to have it. And if it is not a will for that particular thing that you ask for, know that the desire that you have, he will provide for you. It may be his way. But he will, you ask for love, he'll give it to you. It may not be in the package that you want it. It may not be from the person that you want it, and it may be depending on how much he wants to bless you, because God is in the business of blessing folk, and he is no respecter of persons. Put in that positive energy, and he will manifest for you what it is that you desire. You want your business to grow. Start putting in that energy. Start doing things, even if it's one thing a day. Create something every day. Do something every day. That's your energy being put in the universe. Speak life into it. I want my business to grow. I want $10,000 a month. I want $100,000 a month. I want $1 million a year. I want 5 million. Whatever it is. I want to sign up 10 clients a month, every month consistently. And they are signing up with the paid package, the minimum paid package. Every month, 10 people signing up for my group, signing up, signing up, signing up. Speak life into it. You want a good mate, speak life into it. I was praying the other day, and God just answered my question spiritually through me, the God in me talking to myself, and the Creator confirming it. What do I need to do to manifest what I want? Write it down. A couple of days after that, I forgot to write it down. A few days after that, opens up the Bible, and lo and behold, what does it say? Although it may tarry, it won't tarry too long. Write your desires down plain on a tablet so that people can run from it. Pretty much meditate on it, honor it, speak on it. Because I was told through my revelation, write it down and speak on it every day. Manifestation comes through us speaking on it every day. Every day, insert that energy into the universe. Speak on it. Give life to it. Create it through your voice, through your words. And at that moment, I realized that God is listening to me. He's answering my prayers. The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. And when he orders our steps, we are to obey. We are not to worry about what it is that we think. All we are to do is to trust him and trust that ordering. Stop questioning those thoughts that come into your mind. Your first mind is the mind of God. Stop questioning it. Stop overthinking things. Overthinking means that you have doubt and you're allowing that doubt to creep in too much and you're going to miss your blessings. I was an overthinker so many years, always planning and never doing. And planning is good. Thinking is good, but never stopping to do and overthinking, not so good. And all of that was based off of fear, not believing in myself, not being confident enough to know that I could actually do this. But you see, God has a way of revealing things to us and showing us our truths. The question is, will you open your eyes and look for it? Will you open your ears to listen to them? Will you move your feet forward towards it? Will you put your hands in it? Will you use your heart? Your mind has to be captivated by whatever it is that you want. And if you want to get out of a difficult situation, then want that with all of your life. Tell that difficult situation, tell that mountain how big your God is. Tell that mountain what your end result is going to be. Tell that mountain what you are not going to deal with. Stop allowing difficult times to take you under. Where's your strength? God gave us 4 spirits, 4 blessings, 4 gifts. One was not the spirit of fear. So fearlessness, God gave us fearlessness. That means that we are able to face and confront whatever it is that comes our way, no matter how difficult it may seem. God gave us the spirit of love. That means we are to love ourselves, show ourselves love, and to provide for ourselves the things that we need to function at our highest capacity. And we ought not look for it on the outside. That comes on the inside. And when it comes on the inside, then we can fill over, let our cups run over with love and give it to the outside. God gave us the spirit of power, the gift of power. Use your power. Everything in you that you need, everything that you need to succeed in life is already in you. That's why he gave us that power. We were created to do something, and we have the ability to do it already in us. We just have to clear our minds. And that last gift, which is that sound mind, we have to clear that mind and be able to make better, wiser, smarter decisions. Because that gift of sound mind means that you are able to make the best decisions for yourself. And if you can make the best decisions for yourself, You're less likely to have burdens and problems that are going to cause conflict and that are going to continue to create difficulty for you. Therefore, you're going to take away the fear of living life. So that fearlessness, that power, that sound mind, that love are gifts that God gave you to be able to stand firm on your belief in Him and in yourself. Because life will throw us so many curves. You got to have that bat to bat them right back out. After difficulty comes ease. After difficulty comes ease. And know that if your life has been challenging, that you have a job and a responsibility to see yourself through and to help other people do the same thing. That is your assignment. That is your assignment. That is your assignment. And the programs that I create, the online courses that I create, definitely help you to develop self-love and to shift your mindset. As you can see, you can join my group. I have a Facebook group. It's called the Self-Love and Mindset Shifting Group. You can look it up. Join the group. I have one that's free, and then I'm starting one. It's not, as of today, it's not actually quite created yet, but I'm going to be starting one that's not free, where you pay a monthly, where you pay an annual membership, and all of the information in that group is yours for free. Some of the subjects and events you will have to pay for, but you'll know the difference within the group. If I don't post it in the group, then you definitely have to pay for it. Or either you'll be given discounted prices. So the annual membership it's not high, but it's a nice little amount. So you definitely want to start your savings or start putting some money aside for that. And if you're interested, definitely let me know. But inside the group, you will definitely be given weekly lives, in-depth lives with tutorials and workshops, and actively, not just me speaking or giving you tips. I'll be also giving you tips. Like in the free group, you might just get a quick video, 5 minutes to do the 3 tips. In the paid group, you're going to get that same video with an extended version and a worksheet and the processes to go through it so that you can actually implement the 3 tips. So that's the difference between those 2 groups. And then I have all other groups as well. But my key focus for 2021 is self-love and mindset shifting, because self-discovery, that's what this journey is all about. And knowing that in that self-discovery that you're going to have difficult times. And many of those difficult times are self-created, which is why we have to learn to love ourselves, why we have to learn to change our mindsets. And remember, the mindset is the mind's developed reaction to situations occurs in your childhood. That's when they say that a child is soaking up everything like a sponge. That's your mindset. That sponge, so to speak, is your mindset. That's where you develop how you respond to things. So be careful what you say to children, how you speak to them. And I know my parents ruined me. I'm pretty sure I ruined my kids too. Hell, it's a vicious cycle, but I am here as a generational curse breaker, because my ancestors have created me to do this assignment, and I'm taking it. I'm taking it. And I vowed to myself I would be the first person in my family to be a millionaire. And because I have a mission for those millions, I know that it will manifest. And God has taken me on a journey to make sure that it happens, because I've had that vision since I was a kid, and therefore I know that it is mine. And I am going to save and change 1,000,000 lives. Save and change 1,000,000 lives. So after difficult times comes your ease. Know that God is with you. Know that your mindset and the level of love you have for yourself will create that ease. Know that your operation from a lower dimension is what creates that difficulty. And if you want to manifest ease in your life, you have to change your mind and shift your mind. You have to shift your mindset, and you have to love yourself. You have to put loving energy into the universe. You have to be a creator of love. If you don't know how to be loving, Google it. Take some courses. Find out what it takes to show yourself love. I have plenty of courses. Like I said, you can join my group. Keep doing the things that you need to do so that you can eventually walk into that personality that can become a trait of yours. It could become a part of who you are. See, the thing is to be. We have to start being, not just believing, because believing is you being live. You be, meaning you're living that life. You are living the being. So if your being is good and your essence is good and your purpose is good, then you're going to live a good life. So therefore, you believe in living a good life. What do you believe in? What do you be living? Be living, beloved. What part of your being is not living? What part is dead? What part do you need to wake up? Start looking at that. Create the ease that you want in your life by being obedient to whatever it is that is calling your name. If your obedience is required to go through a divorce, if your obedience is required to go through a toxic relationship, if your obedience is required to go through a dysfunctional job, if your obedience is to go through cancer, if your whatever it is, live in that moment and be you. Believe God has a purpose. He has a plan for you in every situation you face. And discern whether you put yourself in it or not. And if you put yourself in it, just like you put yourself in it, you can take yourself out. Now, if it's a situation where God is in control, you fucking, hey, just pray. Figure out what he wants from you. He'll release you when he's done. Because no matter what anybody does, in fact, he'll prevent it to where nobody can do anything. Because when he says no, the answer is no. When God is in the wrath of making sure you suffer and learn some things, there's nothing anybody can do. The only person that can control that is you through your changed actions and your uh, um, confession and your exemplification that you learned and your repentance to God. You'll release it. You're going to suffer. And I've experienced that. Many of us, all of us have. And that's some real live truth. But know that those difficult times create ease. It is inevitable. It has to come at some point. Now, the faster it comes is based off of your manifestation through your tongue and your actions. Because you can speed up a situation. If it's meant for you to have, you're gonna have it. It's just God is trying to see. God is trying to get you to see. Because he already know you. He wants you, like you can say, Lord, I'm ready. Okay, he'll reveal to you if you're ready or not. And he'll get you to see, because he'll know, no, you ain't ready, but let me show you. Since you keep saying you're ready, you're not ready, but let me show you when you're not ready. He'll create situations for you to see, oh, okay, yeah, I'm not ready. Okay, God, well, what do you want me to do next? Bam. That's how you create the ease. You may have created the difficulty, but you can also create the ease. If God has allowed the difficult situation or created the difficult situation for you, pretty much know that it's protecting you and preparing you. Because he's not going to allow difficulty on you just to hurt you. Even if it does hurt you, the purpose of the situation is to teach you. And maybe you do need a little hurt so you can learn the lesson. But know that after difficult times comes your ease. So if you are struggling with overcoming something and it's difficult for you, I do have my 5-week struggle strategy academy that you can join. In that academy, you are going to learn about the 4 things that we talked about today: the fears, the worries, the insecurities, and the oh my God, my brain, the anxieties. I don't brain fart, brain freeze. In that boot camp, you do learn about, that's what we totally focus on. we help you to overcome the struggle in those 4 areas. So if those 4 areas are your main concern, which is usually what it is for most people, I know it was for me, I know it is for my clients, I definitely recommend that Struggle Strategy Academy course. Again, it is virtual, just like my group, Facebook, that also has a group as well. That particular group is free because it's for those who are involved in the academy. You do have access to a classroom, Google Classroom, where your assignments will be, and you can work on your own pace. It's all virtual, excuse me, it's part virtual, part one-on-one. You also get coaching one-on-one sessions with that particular program as well. But there's many things that you can do. I have a multiple array of workshops, virtual workshops that you can do, that you can list. Look at the list to find out what works best for you. So you can do a la carte or you can do a program. It's totally up to you, but know that in your process of difficult times, that there is a solution that will create the ease that you need in order for you to move to the next level. And I am definitely here to show up for you and to show you how to do that and how it's done. Because difficult times pull out character. They show us who we are. I have never been more proud of myself than this last year, I would say. I have never been more proud of myself than the things that I've accomplished over the past year. And honestly, none of it has been material. That's the beautiful part of it. It's not even about money. It's not even about physical possessions or any material. It's not even about that. Because where I'm going, that's nothing. The little small things that I've gotten, are going to definitely lead to bigger money later. And I know that. I'm speaking that into existence because I see it. I feel it. I've visioned it. I've smelt it. I've tasted it. And God is good. I know. I know. I know. I know. He is good. So I definitely want to just let you know that your difficult times, there's some ease around the corner. Just keep going. Don't give up. Keep thinking positive. Keep getting to the root cause of your fears, your worries, your insecurities, your anxieties. Why are you scared? What is the root cause of your fear? Why are you worried? Where has that imagination come from? Where does it stem from? How are you feeling throughout all of this? Understanding why you're insecure, getting to the root cause of that insecurity, you know, and it'll definitely see what it is for you, and you can operate better because you'll have the knowledge and the tools you need to be able to answer those difficult questions about yourself and discover who God is along the way. You can't beat that. Because if you want to produce a prosperous business, prosperous relationship, prosperous health, you have to do the work, and you have to uh, endure whatever it is that comes along with it. But know that in that endurance, there is ease around the corner. So do not give up. Do not throw in the towel, because so many people give up right before their breakthrough. And often that breakthrough is around the corner when you're about to give up. So keep going. Whatever you've been doing, keep doing it, because God is with you and He has shown you thus far. Don't quit. Keep going. And it might be difficult and it might be hard. It might be scary. It might be whatever. But after that difficulty is going to come that ease. So keep going forward, because you're reaching for ease. You're trying to get away from difficulty. So keep doing the things that you need to do to keep that engine and that motor running and going forward, and those wheels going forward. Keep doing what you need to do, because that's how you're going to get out of your difficult situation. You're not going to get out of it being negative and staying there. You're going to get out of it by being positive and doing the things you need to do to get out of it. So if you're struggling with something, you have to feed that struggle with whatever it needs, so that it can be full and satisfied, and you'll no longer desire emotionally or spiritually or any other way to struggle, because struggle is definitely a choice. And we learn and talk about all of that in the Struggle Strategy Academy. But struggle is definitely a choice. It's a mindset. Poverty, a choice, a mindset. Um, your perspective it's everything. So again, if you're interested in any of the services that I have, if you are in need of overcoming challenges and learning how to implement the things that I talked about today, then you definitely want to reach out to me, and let me know what's going on, and let me know what's going on in your mind and what your goals are. I have just put a website on there for you where you can actually book a free, guys, free. That means it does not cost. All you need is time. 60-minute tribe strategy call. There's a website for you that you can book an appointment. And with this appointment for 60 minutes, we're going to identify what's holding you back emotionally. So where those fears are coming from, why you have that worry, why that insecurity is there, why is that fear there, why is that worry there, why. We're going to find out what's holding you back and how I can help you to strategically eliminate all of those things, and they'll no longer be seen as problems, so there's a solution. There's no excuse. There is a solution. There is a solution. And I have many programs, like I said, many programs. And one of the services that I use that I really am keen on, and a lot of people start off skeptical with it, but once they start seeing the difference that it makes, they become a little bit more inclined to be subjective to it. And that's my intuitive spiritual reading. What I do with those readings, it just gives me a basis of the blueprint. I'll do the reading. We take what resonates with you, and then we go from there, because the universe speaks through those cards, and it's nothing that I do. It's just my ability to discern it and what my spirit says, because I do have that gift. And then simply knowing the cards and then going with the flow of the reading. And then what resonates is what helps you to tap into those unconscious or subconscious places, where the universe and the moon phases and all of that are beginning to shift and show you, and they just show you through the cards. But that's one of the services that I use. If you're interested in getting that, then definitely hit me up and let me know, because um, it is definitely like a key to opening the door. It's like flicking on the lights in a dark room, and it's definitely a guiding force that is very, very, very productive, and is very beneficial. So that's just one of the other things. And then I also have a course called Taming Your Inner Critical Voice. That was very key and vital for myself. I give you a few tips and tools on how to combat this particular problem, because this is what is the glue to the fears, the worries, the anxieties, and the insecurities for keeping them revved up and constantly going. It's that inner critical voice. So we talk about that, and how you can reverse that critical voice and use it for your greater good. So again, I have a course about procrastination. That was also a problem, and I have this particular breakdown of procrastination, and we talk about that in the training as well. And then the self-confidence in you, all of the things that you would need as an individual going through this self-discovery journey. So now I've put up my Facebook page up here. Go ahead and reach out to me. If you have not followed me on Facebook, I can definitely need some new friends. So go ahead and follow me on Facebook, which is Coach Tanya's Tribe. And that's Tanya with an O, not an A. Facebook.com/Coach Tanya's Tribe. Um, and definitely reach out to me. Send me a friend request, and then see all of the groups that I have available for you. But that is it for me today. This is your girl, Coach Tanya. I just want to say thank you so much for joining me, and know that after difficult times comes your ease.